Good evening and welcome to tonight's webinar, Three Greatest Myths About Midlife Dating and How to Break Through Them to Find True Love. I'm Pat Morgan and I'm the creator of Midlife Love Coaching, something that's a passion of mine. I'll be telling you a little bit more about that in a minute, but I want to congratulate you on being here tonight because it takes courage to step into something, going for something that you want, that maybe is a little bit of a stretch goal for you or a little uncomfortable, a place where maybe you feel like, you're not sure, you've got some insecurities or fears around it, but yet you're willing to put yourself out there to learn, to grow, and to do something different in your life. So congratulations on being here tonight. I'm really privileged to get to spend this time with you. So a little bit about me. One of the reasons that I love this topic of midlife love so much is that after 21 years of marriage, I found myself in midlife looking for love, feeling, very disappointed over a divorce, a marriage that did not last for a lifetime like I had thought it would whenever I was first married, and all those years that we worked to, to make it work. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. And what I found as, a grown woman that was in the dating world, it was very different than when I was younger. And also it was one of those kind of awkward topics, like it's kind of like money, dating, sex, those things. Like we're all supposed to be great at them and know what to do, but most of us are not taught very good skills or, even how to manage ourselves through those different parts of our lives. And so that was me. And I, spent some years kind of fumbling through doing a lot of things that just weren't working and that I can tell you not to do, but I really want to focus with you on what I eventually discovered does work and that I've used with my clients over the years. So I started coaching back in 2000, and that was a time of great change. 20 years ago, wow, it's hard to believe, isn't it? But I got into coaching because I loved helping people, transform and go for their goals and that kind of thing. But I didn't even know there was a career called coaching. And I met a lady that was a coach, and I found out how she worked with her clients, and I was so intrigued, inspired, and I just knew that that was something that I had to do. And so I went through a certification to become a professional coach, and then I started my coaching business. And over the years, worked with thousands of business leaders, mostly in the corporate setting, but I worked with every one of my leaders around life coaching as well, because you're a whole person. You don't just take yourself to work. You don't just take yourself to a relationship and that's it. There's a lot to you. And if they're not all being tended to, then your life isn't as rich and fulfilled as it could be. And so I love this. I've helped many people find true love over the years. And I can't wait to share with you this methodology for how we can move forward to create the results you want to have in your love life. So tonight we're going to talk about the three biggest myths around midlife dating. There are many more. There's so many myths around what happens in midlife and as it relates to dating. And I'm not going to get into any but three tonight that I thought were really important, because they shed light on what I think is so important is you getting clarity on what you really want, that you start to identify some of the things that have you stuck and maybe blocked from getting to the love that you dream of, and then getting into action so that you get unstuck and you're moving forward. So if you're the type that doesn't take action, then this isn't for you. And if you're the type that is not going to follow through with what you learn, then this won't be for you either. And if you want true love, but you're not willing to make some changes, not for you. And that's okay, because I know that what I'm going to share with you tonight is not for everyone. But if you are open to learning and you are willing to make some changes to move forward, knowing that if you keep doing the same thing you're doing, you're going to just keep getting the same results that you're getting, then this could work for you. I was just like you, I was not sure what to do. I knew what I wanted, or so I thought. And most of that was either based on what other people told me would be great for me, or what I knew I did not want from my experience in my past relationships. And boy, did I have a lot to learn about relationships once I got out into dating. And so, I fumbled through those years not knowing, and then I decided that something had to change. I got to a point where I was just tired of things not working. And I was also at a point where I knew that having a loving relationship was really important to me. It was something I really wanted to have in my life going forward. And so I had read all the books, I had gone to events, I had tried everything. And when I got to this point of just saying, that's it, something has got to change. That's when things really started to change for me, because I was committed to the process. I was willing to get some help. I knew that if I didn't take some time out to get clear on what was getting in the way, why did I keep attracting that same guy in a different body? Same personality that was never good for me, and yet I was attracted to him. Why did I attract the guy that ended up going back to his old girlfriend? Why did I attract the one that was a player, emotionally not available? And those were hurtful to me. It just wasn't getting me toward the relationship that I wanted to have, and I knew I had to do something about that. And so that was when I had, I guess, my light bulb moment and made that decision that I will do something different, and I will get uncomfortable in a different way, because this discomfort that I'm experiencing right now does not feel good to me. And so I decided to get some help so I could clear the way so that I could get moving toward the same relationship that I wanted to have. And the funny thing is like doing this process for me didn't rob me of any joy from my life. It didn't keep me from being happy and having fun and that kind of thing. And yet the more I learned about myself, the more exciting it was for me to be able to go out and, interact differently, to have more confidence, and to feel more clear in moving forward to what I wanted to have in my life. And, I decided that I would get out and start enjoying some new activities, things that had been on my mind for a while, but that I had not taken action on, like dusting off my golf clubs, going out for dancing, and meeting new people. And so those things began to open up new possibilities for me. And I wasn't sitting at home waiting for someone to find me. I wasn't spending my evenings surfing dating sites. There's nothing wrong with that. And if that's working for you and you enjoy doing it, then definitely you want to do that. And we'll talk about that again a little bit later. But, I wondered, looking back, I wonder, what if I would not have been willing to make a change? Where would I have ended up doing the same thing over and over in a relationship and never getting to the happiness and the joy and the love that I was really seeking? So the moment before we give up on something, we figure out what's wrong. And I really love that, because, after I took stock of my situation and I was humble enough and willing to be teachable, or just willing to get some help, it's amazing the perspectives that people brought to me and the greatness that they could see and possibilities for me, and that I couldn't even see for myself. And so that's why I developed this solution that I work with people around, because it works. It's helped me to break through the blocks. It has helped lots of other people that were stuck, and it can help you too. And so my process of achieving results is based on my own experience and the success of my clients. So let's talk about the 3 biggest myths around midlife dating. Oh gosh, midlife, it just presents so many changes, doesn't it? It seems like everything is changing in your world when you get to midlife. And yet it's one of the best times of your life if you embrace it and really, leverage the experiences that you've had, the person that you've grown into, who you've become through the process. So the first one that I want to talk about that I hear a lot from people is it's hard. It's hard to meet someone. And a lot of people that I'm talking to this year are saying, oh, it's because of the pandemic. It's the lockdown, the isolation of not being around people and just not meeting anyone because no one's out and about. And yet when I ask them, oh, well, were you meeting a lot of people before? Most of the time they say, no, not really. I met a few people online that were okay. Occasionally I would meet someone like whenever I went out, but no, now that I think about it, I wasn't really meeting that many people before either. And so the reason I want to stress that and why I think this myth needs to be busted through is because this is a mindset. If you think something is hard, it's going to be hard. And I have found this to be true in many areas of my life, whether it's going to the gym for my workouts, whether it's changing what I'm eating, reshaping my body, my bank account, or my relationships. If you think it's hard, it's probably going to be hard. Because if we go into something thinking that it's hard, then doesn't that same attitude, that way of thinking permeate everything around it? And you bring that energy to the situation, and then that becomes the reality. So if you think it's hard, and changing your mindset around that, just being open to saying that I'm meeting people in a variety of ways and it's easier than ever. What if you just started saying that? Who might you meet? The second myth that I want to talk about is all the good ones are taken. You listening to this with me just goes to prove that all the good ones are not yet taken because you're here, right? And so there are a lot of good ones out there. And the funny thing is that as much as we think, oh, all the good ones are taken and there's no one else available, every day people are out meeting someone, finding their true love, and weddings are still happening, engagements, celebrations around relationships are happening on a regular basis. And so all the good ones are not yet taken. There have been studies done that showed things like women looking for, I don't have the stats here with me tonight, but women who are looking, for example, men over 6 feet tall, who are, successful in their jobs and who live in a certain, demographic area. And there would be like, 2,000 men right there in that area that they were looking, and yet they were rejecting all of them. And so a lot of times the filters are just so tightened up around what you're looking for that if you are willing, if you're open to open your mind, open yourself to shift that a little bit, you may be really amazed and surprised at what you attract in. So all the good ones are taken. So that's another one of these myths that I just think, we use that a lot. If we're not finding anyone, then we just want to use that to say, women say it a lot, all the good guys are taken. But the funny thing is the men say it too, like, the really great women, they're already taken. And then the last one that is a big one in midlife, I think this is probably big for, people of all ages. But when we get to midlife, listen, your body is changing. That 2-3 extra pounds, 5 pounds that you put on that you used to be able to take off in a couple of days doesn't come off so quickly, does it? Hairs are falling out, hairs are growing in strange places. Your mindset is a little more matured, I'll say. You've got some ideas about what you want life to look like. You've had some experiences that may have left you needing to deal with those. But a lot of people, this myth is that they have to wait until they shed that 15 pounds, until they, get their wrinkles smoothed out, or until they get their hair colored, or all these things that people use as a reason why they're not ready yet to get started. And yet, I would say to you, life is happening now. Tomorrow is promised to no one. What are you waiting for? You know that there are no perfect people out there. There is someone perfect for you. But as far as perfect people, if someone's expecting you to be perfect, like a perfect size 2, or, to have a certain color of hair or something, and you don't have that, then you wouldn't be a fit for them anyway. Yes, we want to look our best. Yes, we want to present our best selves, especially in the beginning when you're getting to know someone. But why use that as a reason to wait? Don't start using these reasons to wait as excuses that hold you back. This is a myth that we need to bust through. You need to know that today is the best day ever to get started. You're listening to this information. The best time to implement it is right when you hear it. Put it to practice and start using it right away. And so those 3 myths will hold you back. If you think that it's hard to meet people and that all the good ones are taken and that you have to get yourself ready, you have to get so ready to get out there, then you're never going to get started. And those are not good enough reasons to rob you of your dream. You deserve to have the relationship that you dream of. And I want to help you get that. I'm so excited that you're here tonight, because taking a step to move forward to have the relationship that you dream of is so big. And in a year like 2020, when everything is transforming and changing, it's the perfect time. And this time of year, October, November, December, the last 90 days of the month, is a perfect time to be making changes, to get yourself set up to have a fabulous 2021. You can get started now and be attracting in your true love. You could be ringing in the new year together. Wouldn't that be so fun and exciting? So the time is now. Let's get you unstuck. Let's get you moving forward to the life you dream of. So I have a special offering tonight. I want to invite you to a call. I want to invite you to schedule a time with me for what I call a discovery call. I want to talk to you about what's going on. I want to see how I may be able to help you. And if we have a fit, then we're going to get moving forward. My 90-day coaching program is called Breakthrough and Beyond. And for everyone that is going through it or has been through my coaching program, they know it works. The results are amazing. Tom is a guy that I coach. I always like to share the story about Tom, because he was a super achiever, very successful in business, in the world of insurance, and had a long career, had been married and went through kind of a bitter divorce, and found himself in midlife wanting to date, really not wanting to just date, really desiring a relationship, really wanting to have a woman in his life. And he was doing a lot of things that were not moving him in that direction, saying things that were kind of inappropriate, more kind of on the chase than really on the search for this special woman that he desired. And as a result, he kept attracting in these women that just were not a fit for him. So we started working on this through coaching, and it was kind of paralleling his desire to get a sailboat. He loved to sail. He loved to be on Biscayne Bay in Miami. And it was one of his dreams that he and his special true love would be sailing together. They would be traveling and going on these trips, and that family would be important to both of them. And so with our coaching, he began to see some of the blocks that were getting in the way of him having that, and started making some changes using this process that I've developed, and ended up meeting Carla, who was a dream come true. He went on, dates with a few other people before they actually got together. But when he met her, he knew that she was the one. He had gotten clear on what was really important to him. And he had been willing to release some of those things that were holding him back, and he was ready to move forward. So this 90-day Breakthrough and Beyond program it's private coaching sessions. It's one-on-one coaching with me once a week. You're going to be in action in between our coaching calls on things that are going to move you through this process to start attracting in your true love. And so I have a special. This program usually is $3,000 on normal price, but tonight I'm offering a special for $19.97. And just for people that sign up tonight for this coaching program, 90 days, one-on-one coaching sessions with me, some tools and resources that you'll have access to. Plus, you'll have the ability to email me in between sessions if something comes up and you want to celebrate a win, or you have something that you really need to talk through. So I'm super excited to offer this. I want you to have this. I want you to contact me right away. Send me a message or email me, even better. Email me at coachpatmorgan@gmail.com, and let's get you signed up. Let's get on a call. Let's see if we have a fit, and let's get you started attracting in the true love that you desire. You know, you came here tonight to learn about these myths, and at least one of them has you blocked. I'm pretty sure, because these are universal. They stop us all. We think there's no good ones left. We think that dating is hard, that online dating is hard. And we think that we've got to get ourselves ready. We've got to wait until we're ready to get started. And the time is now. Your dreams are waiting. There's a special someone out there dreaming about you, waiting for you, and wondering, why are you not showing up in a way that they can recognize you, fall deeply in love with you, and create some amazing memories, experiences, and life with you? Why not you? And why not now? Let's do this.